This is a video about how to use the family checkout. In other words, how a father can pay for his children and his own ticket in one go. So as everything in WakeSys, when you want to sell something, you first go in customer search, and then for the family checkout, you want to start with the children or the person who are actually not paying. So in our case here, that will be the daughter. In this case here, Annie Hilbert. And just like any other ticket you sell in the system, just go on tickets, then select the ticket you want to sell to the customer, any rental equipment, a wristband if the customer doesn't have one yet. So the process till here is exactly the same as any other process in the system. The difference now comes on the checkout page. So down here you now have group payments. So amount to be invoiced, 34 euros. Invoice will be paid by whom. So in case where it's a family member, when you click in here, it will actually show the different family members in this list. You can select, in this case, the father, Chris. You could also scan the wristband of the person who should then pay. Next, you want to click on pay. And what this does, it now transfers this invoice to the father. So that means that on the side here, you can now see that Chris has an open invoice that still hasn't been paid. So basically, that means that this transaction is now in the system. It's marked as paid to the customer, in this case, Anik, but it's still unpaid for Chris. So Chris still needs to pay for it because he hasn't basically done that yet. So if it's just Chris that should pay for this invoice, you can go here on the left and just click on the red bar. And this would now show you the invoice that I, as Chris, have to pay. And if Chris had enough prepaid, Chris could pay for that. So this is what you want to use if the father would like to use his prepaid to pay for his daughter's ticket. However, if the father also wants to go wakeboarding, you also go to again back to customer search. You look up the father, and now you sell the ticket to the father just like you would normally do. We're not adding any equipment here. And now what the system will do is actually it will add all the different transactions that are still open, so the transactions for my daughter plus my own transaction on one total invoice. So we have the 34 euros for my daughter plus my own ticket here for 19, so that ends up at 53. And now here I can now choose how I'd like to pay. So in my case, I'm gonna use cash. What is really, really important is that you never leave any open bill in the system before you close your day. Yeah, so any open bill must absolutely be paid at the end of the day. But however, if you have the case that now the customer says, oh, I actually don't want to go on the water, or oh, I don't have money with me, and you have to cancel it somehow, you still want to click on that open bill, then you go and choose as payment method cash. And then afterwards you do a refund of the ticket, of the rental equipment, and also of the wristband in cash, so that you basically cancel out that whole transaction that you did. You want to do exactly the same thing when you have to cancel for the whole family. So you want to go first to the daughter, then refund the ticket, pay that out in cash refund, because that was the payment method that you just chose. So that will give you back $33, or yeah, 33. A second, reason. So this will give you back the money from the ticket and the rental equipment, so 34 euros or $34. Then you want to refund as well the RFID wristband for that customer, because that's something they paid as well. So refund deactivate wristband, refund in cash. And next you also want to go to the father and refund all his transactions. Yeah, so that is basically what you need to do whenever you have the situation of an open invoice not having been paid, or something some mistake having been done. So you cannot refund all the invoices at once, but you have to refund every single invoice per customer. So for the daughter and for the father, and best use cash in that case. Yeah, that's it.